I want to get you out the door with every result from every league in under 15 minutes, so that you're more informed about what's going on in the world of sports.
Hey TJ, what's going on? I'm Chandler and this is Tiger Beat Sports.
Hey everybody, I'm Chandler Sports and this is the Sport Report.
And I'm Chandler and this is Tiger Beat Sports. Welcome to a special edition of this all crazy sports newscast.
Broadcasting from somewhere in the United States.
Hit it, Blaze.
This is the Sport Report.
Saturday, August 10th, 2019.
Hey everybody, I'm Chandler with Sports, and this is the Sport Report. It's time to get you caught up on what's happening in the world of sports. This is Top of the Order.
In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened.
This is Top of the Order.
Our top story comes from Citi Field in Flushing, New York, where the New York Mets defeat the Washington Nationals 7-6. Usually when the Mets are involved in Top of the Order, it means their bullpen had a dumpster fire. In this case, that didn't happen. Rather, the Washington Nationals bullpen imploded. The Mets trailed 6-3 entering the bottom half of the ninth inning, after the Washington Nationals had scored one in the top half of the inning to make it 6-3. But then a 3-run home run from Todd Frazier and a walk-off hit from Michael Conforto gives the Mets the win. Entering yesterday, home teams who trailed by 3 or more runs in the bottom half of the ninth inning were 5-502 this season. The Mets had not won a game when trailing by 3 or more runs in the bottom half of the ninth inning since May 11th of 2014 against the Philadelphia Phillies. Before we cover the other 14 games on the Major League Baseball calendar, we want to mention the opening day of the English Premier League season. Liverpool played Norwich City at Anfield on Merseyside in Liverpool. Liverpool 4, Norwich City 1. Norwich City captain Grant Hanley had an own goal in the 7th minute. It deflected off of him and into his own net. Mo Salah for Liverpool added another in the 19th minute to make it 2-0. Virgil van Dijk had a thumping header in the 28th minute to make it 3-0. And Divock Origi, who was starting for Sadio Mane for Liverpool, in the 42nd minute to make it 4-0 just before halftime. Timu Pukki, who scored 29 goals in the championship last season for Norwich City, got the Canaries on the board in the 64th minute, and 4-1 is how it'll end. Liverpool all top of the table in the English Premier League. The other 9 matches on opening weekend will be played today and tomorrow. We will cover the EPL, La Liga, Bundesliga in Germany, Serie A in Italy, and Ligue 1 in France, as well as the MLS over the next coming weeks and months. Now with football covered, let's head to baseball.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone!
And Carlton Fisk had a lot of little boy in him right there.
Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight and the Mets win it.
Touch 'em all, Joe.
Home run! Mike Piazza!
Jeter backhands from the outfield grass. Got it! Man, what a play!
Now from Major League Baseball.
We'll pick up at Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, where Trevor Bauer made his home debut for the Reds, and he gets the victory. He only allowed 1 run and struck out 11 Cubbies in the process. He's 10-8 with a 3.74 ERA on the season for the Reds. Yu Darvish falls to 4-6 for the Cubbies. San Diego Padres 7, Colorado Rockies 1. Kyle Freeland falls to 3-10 on the season for the Rockies, who scored their lone run in the top half of the 9th inning. The Rockies were within striking distance until Josh Naylor hit his 5th home run of the season, this one to right field, a 3-run home run for the Padres as part of the 4-run bottom of the 8th inning. Cal Quantrill improves to 5-3 on the season with a 3.21 ERA for San Diego. As we mentioned in top of the order, New York Mets 7, Washington Nationals 6. Oakland Athletics 7, Chicago White Sox nothing. Mike Fiers improves to 11-3 on the season for the A's, a 3.30 ERA to go along with those 11 wins. Ross Detweiler falls to 1-3 for the White Sox, who only mustered 4 hits on the evening. Houston Astros 3, Baltimore Orioles 2. Wade Miley improves to 11-4 with a 2.99 ERA for the Astros. Dylan Bundy falls to 5-12 for the Orioles. Roberto Osuna gets his 26th save of the year for Houston. Toronto Blue Jays 8, New York Yankees 2. J.A. Happ falls to 9-7 on the season for the Yankees. Teoscar Hernandez had 2 home runs in this game for Toronto. In this game, Yankees captain Brett Gardner was thrown out of the game for saying nothing. Yankees player Cameron Maybin was the one who uttered a few words towards the home plate umpire, but the home plate umpire did not think it was Maybin. He thought it was Gardner. And so Brett Gardner was ejected from the game for saying basically nothing. And then Brett Gardner came out, and Aaron Boone, the Yankees manager, had to hold him back. And Brett Gardner was as hot as George Brett in the Pine Tar game in '83. At the end of the game, Aaron Boone said that the home plate umpire believed that it was Brett Gardner. Didn't even point at Brett Gardner. He just said that Brett Gardner was out, and he just knew, quote unquote, that it was Gardner who said a few words to the home plate umpire. But in reality, it was Cameron Maben, according to video evidence. We are not giving the home plate umpire's name because we do not want to completely fault the home plate umpire or singularly place the blame on him until all of the facts are known. Atlanta Braves 8, Miami Marlins 4. Julio Teheran improves to 7-7 with a 3.35 ERA for the Braves. Ronald Acuna had 2 home runs in this game for Atlanta. Detroit Tigers 5, Kansas City Royals 2. A night after these two teams combined for 8 homers, they only combined for 7 runs. Edwin Jackson improves to 2-5 on the season for the Tigers. Brad Keller falls to 7-12 for the Royals. Boston Red Sox 16, LA Angels 4. Albert Pujols hit a 3-run home run in the top half of the first inning, but the Angels could only get one more run against the Boston pitching staff. That came in the top half of the 7th. The Red Sox scored 1 in the home half of the first, then 2 in the 4th and the 5th, 5 in the 6th, 2 more in the 7th, and 4 more in the 8th to account for 16. J.D. Martinez had 2 home runs in this game for Boston, and Rafael Devers becomes the first American League player to 90 RBI on the season. Milwaukee Brewers 6, Texas Rangers 5. Eric Thames hit a walk-off home run for the Milwaukee Brewers in the bottom half of the 9th inning, as Josh Hader improves to 2-5 on the season for the Brew Crew. St. Louis Cardinals 6, Pittsburgh Pirates 2. Carlos Martinez improves to 3-2 on the season for the Cardinals, while Richard Rodriguez falls to 3-5 for the Pirates. This game was tied heading into the home half of the 8th inning when the Cardinals scored 4 in the bottom half of the 8th to pull away, and that would ultimately be the winning margin. Tampa Bay Rays 5, Seattle Mariners 3. Emilio Pagan gets his 10th save of the year for the Rays, who scored 3 in the top half of the 9th inning to go ahead of Seattle 5-2. The Mariners would add 1 in the bottom half of the 9th, but it wouldn't be enough as they fall by 2. Philadelphia Phillies 9, San Francisco Giants 6. Bryce Harper hit 2 home runs in this game for the Phillies, including one where he's being heckled by a fan according to video evidence. Well, after that fan told Harper he was overrated, Harper then sent one into the stands. Bryce Harper may be having a tough first year as a member of the Philadelphia Phillies after coming from NL East rivals Washington Nationals during the offseason and signing a 13-year no opt-out clause contract with the Phillies. But it doesn't mean he's overrated. It's his first year. Give him a couple more years. He'll find his rhythm and potentially be an NL MVP candidate down the road. 2 more games on the calendar. Arizona Diamondbacks 3, LA Dodgers 2. Archie Bradley got the save in this game, but in the top half of the 11th, it was Carson Kelly who hit his 16th homer of the season. He also hit the game-tying homer in the top half of the 9th inning for Arizona against Kenley Jansen, the regular closer for the LA Dodgers. It's the second home run that Kelly has hit off of Jansen this season. That one was a 2-run homer and gave Kenley Jansen his 5th blown save of the season. Walker Buehler went 6 innings, allowing 4 hits, had 3 walks, and struck out 8 Arizona Diamondbacks. But the main story of this game will be the benches clearing at the end of the game. It was in relation to A.J. Pollock being hit on the wrist when the umpires had thought it came off the knob of the bat. And Archie Bradley, who was pitching for the Diamondbacks, was telling Pollock to get off the field. Well, A.J. Pollock is a classy player. He was trying to make sure that his wrist was okay, according to Dodgers manager Dave Roberts. And yes, this is the same Dave Roberts who stole a base for the Boston Red Sox in the 2004 ALCS against Mariano Rivera, the legendary Yankees closer, when the Red Sox came back from 3-0 down in the 2004 ALCS. But back to last night's game, he blamed it on Bradley telling Pollock to hurry up. Well, Pollock was doing the right thing, making sure that, all of his bones were in check. At the end of the game, the benches did clear, but no fights broke out, and at the end of the night, the Diamondbacks still win by 1. And in the final game of the night, an AL Central battle between the Cleveland Indians and the Minnesota Twins. Cleveland Indians 6, Minnesota Twins 2. Shane Bieber, no relation to Justin Bieber. Topps cards, if you're listening, no relation to Justin Bieber. We're kidding, of course. We're not. 12-4 on the season with a 3.28 ERA for the Indians. Shane Bieber struck out 11 Twins in this game as the Indians regain the AL Central lead for the first time since late April. The Indians are an MLB best 41-16 since June 4th when they were 11.5 games back of Minnesota in the AL Central. Now, they lead the AL Central. They're technically tied with the Twins with 2 more games to go in this series, but they hold the tiebreaker. And now they lead the AL Central, and the AL playoff race has gotten a little bit more interesting. That's the Sport Report for Saturday, August 10th, 2019.
For now, I'm Chandler.
Thanks for tuning into the Sport Report today. We'll be back tomorrow with the latest in sports. Do you want to contact Chandler Sports or members of the Sport Report team? Visit sportreportcws.com.
This podcast is copyrighted by the Sport Report for viewers to understand sports from a news reporting basis. Any other use of this podcast, Sport Report logos, or anything associated with this podcast without the express written consent of Chandler Sports is strictly prohibited.